Yo guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. On this video, I'm actually going to show you guys how to set up your room with as many lights as you can. Whatever lights you have, I'm going to show you how you can utilize what you've got. You don't have to worry if you don't have a lot of lights, but this video is specifically tailor-made to show you how I set up my videos, my lighting conditions, and which lights I've been using, and how you can use the same principle and the same thinking process into making your videos look awesome. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I initially lost the footage. That was the introduction to the actual video. So this is going to be the intro. So we're just going to dive right into the part where I'm showing you guys how I set up my lighting and my video setup and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. Super, let's dive right in. Alright, so I'm going to use my mini tripod right now to kind of like just hook it up. You know. So anyway, I'm just gonna put this somewhere here, and you can also change different modes as well. I can change the tonality, I can control how light it is, how bright. I can change the mode to RGB, it's a little more greener. I don't like this. It does all these different, like a cup hospital or not hospital, ambulance or cup thing going on. Okay, be a little bit blinding. Anyway, so next thing I'm gonna do is just switch give it a bit of variety, because it's very flat background, as you can see. It's a very flat background, as you can see. So I'm gonna use my remote. All right. What else I like? I also like something that I did a review on. This moonlight thing right here. So I'm just gonna switch it on. Moonlight, switch on. There we go. We've got a moonlight switch in the background. I like it. I like the moonlight switch. So I think it does quite nicely. So I like the purple. That's a good rendition. I like the purple. It complements the flowers there a little bit. So now that I've established a good contrast between foreground and background lighting, I could take this a little bit further, even more, you know, in terms of how I place myself as a subject matter. So now, depending on how much more the background I really want, I could still do a little bit more, like in the background where there is a library. I can light it up again, use one of these other lights as well. It's also an RGB light. I can just give it a bit of more variety, you know what I mean? Okay, give that a bit of a blue color. I can also increase the intensity of the light a little bit more if I want to. Okay, so as you can see, that's not really bad the way it's looking right now. So that's kind of like what you can do to light up your environment and your space. I do have other different kinds of lighting as well. This ring light right here. Ring light is slightly different. I can switch it on using my remote. Oh, it has this cable. It comes with a cable that has a remote on it, so I can switch it on. It's kind of bright. You can control the intensity of the brightness. Okay, so you can see already that it just brightens up the entire room completely differently. It begins to sort of knock out the effect of, look at the background, that little purplish light right there. So control this light, because I don't really want it to knock out the artificial lighting that's in the background, so I'm going to reduce it a little bit. I can also control it to be cool. Okay, this is much more warmer tints, more orange, as you can see. I can control it and it becomes more middle, more orange, you know. Then with this light right now, I think you can see it better now. With this one, I could also change the color setting and maybe to a more RGB type. And you can see that now my right side is more darker, so this could balance out the dark side so that it's not too shadowed. But if I want a different kind of tint, I can have a much more warmer kind of lighting on my left profile. Then my right profile, I have more of a cooler. So I bring it more to the front of me. You can see that it gives me a much better rendition, but it's in front of the camera. So you don't want it in front of the camera, you want to set it up properly. But because of the way I'm recording, you can set up your light according to how you want it. You can put it maybe a little bit more to the top, as you can see. Then it starts to knock out a bit more of the shadows that are at the top of my head. If you just tilt it, well, with this type of lighting, the good thing about it is that I can also fix it. I can even put this down. Okay, so cool. Now if the light is just like in my eyes too much, I can't really even see properly. So okay, you can see there, right there. See, it makes a really good, nice. Depending on how intense you want it, you can move it closer to you. If you have a tripod, that's much better than this one because I'm putting this on top of the table. So if you have a tripod that you can put closer to you somehow, you can determine where you want the red to be. You can either, because I don't want it to be too harsh, maybe I want this level of light. It gets too harsh. No, it was at its lowest peak. It was like 9%. So if I take it up higher, there it goes. You see now it starts to highlight my skin a little too much because it's too bright. That's why it's also doing that to my. I want it to be soft on the skin, not too harsh lit or highlight. So anyway, so just determine the distance of the light and how close it is to the skin so that you don't have too much highlight of the color. You want it to be smooth and soft. That's what you're going for. So in terms of this light now I can tilt it a little bit so that it tilts down a bit like that. Then I can adjust down here and take it up higher so that I get more of the light from the top of my head instead of just getting lighting on my left profile. Okay, I could determine that as well, and then maybe just soften it down a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, so I don't know how that looks. That looks like it's okay for me personally. So that's how you can light up your room or use different light setup depending on what you have. You know, if you have a soft box or whatever, you can use a soft box. If you have a ring light, you can use a ring light to also be maybe in front of you. You put your camera. You know, your ring lights, they come with a camera mount, and I could place my camera right there in the middle, then start recording from there. Then it gives me a little bit more of a rounded kind of profile. Not really bad at all, because if I bring it here, let's take it in front of there. It's different. It does a really good job of keeping my brights, giving me a more rounded kind of look and feel, and it's a lot softer as well, kind of like what you get with soft boxes. Use my VGM light a little bit if I want to give myself a bit more of a rounded, more defined kind of lighting setup, you know, because however you want the setup to be, whatever the case may be, it's entirely up to you. So you can just use whatever light that you want. So this works for me. The thing about nowadays camera is that I could easily just tap on the screen and determine whether I want it to be bright or highlights the ISO. I want to bring it down a lot more. I like it like that. Okay, then it just complements the lighting setup much better. So bring down the aperture. So I think that's just a lot easier to kind of work with. I don't really like the orange tones much. Just switch that a little bit. I like that kind of setup. Bing. So okay, but if I'm going to use the ring light, I don't really need that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. So that's how I light up my room. That's how I use different lighting setups to brighten my room on my YouTube videos. I hardly use all the lights all together. This is the first time that I'm kind of showing you all the different lighting that I own and what you can do with all of them actually, depending on what you have. I could use just only 2 if I need, if you just want to focus on lighting yourself only with a different background, because I'm really recording on my phone right now, and that's the other thing that I love about it. I just love recording on my phone, shoot on my phone, edit on my phone, you know, that easy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Do like, do subscribe. Tell me if you want me to show you something else about how you use different lighting setup.